There we go.
Welcome to Around. I wasn't sure when it was going to stop. We got new music, people.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
That's nice.
It's not really new. It's new to you all.
That's our old music.
But we used to do that one on the TV show, 726 Harrison.
They're making changes here.
Well, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So that was some music that we have plugged in there, and it was different. And I hope you enjoyed it.
It was a shock to the system.
Well, it was a shock to me because I'm like, okay, it's not going away.
Yeah.
Does it fade? Surely it does. But welcome to your Monday edition of Around the Table on this fine April 28th.
Yeah, and it's your turn to be in the driver's seat.
I am.
You do this every 2 weeks.
No, I do this every week.
Every Monday.
Every Monday, but I'll probably do it. You're going to be gone one day.
I'll be gone next week.
Next week, so or 2 days actually, but
2
we're
days.
both anyway. I'll probably do it a couple of days before then. But anyway, I don't know if you people care, but you've got the scoop anyway. If you really care or not. And yes, I hope you had a fabulous weekend. I know you did a little thing.
I went up to Marshfield, Missouri, for their annual cherry blossom event. Marshfield's like Harris. It's a small town. Mm-hmm. And it had that hometown feel, you know. Right. And every year they had we had Nicholas Inman on the show last week. He was the organizer of the event.
Yes.
Of the event. And he started it back, I think, 20 years ago. And
wow.
And Marshfield's got a little history. Every town has history. And he more or less expounded on the popularity of what Marshfield was all about. The Hubble telescope was invented there. There's several presidents from Missouri. A couple from Marshfield.
They had certain things over the weekend that were honoring some of the presidential things, right? Yeah,
and they also because. Who is it that was in the Little House of Prairie? Who wrote that?
Laura Ingalls
Wilder. She's got a museum not too far from there. So I think there was a concerted effort to maybe bring back the Little House on the Prairie books and that kind of stuff. And a lot of the cast members from Little House on the Prairie were there.
Okay.
John Boy, Richard.
Boy wasn't on Little House of the Prairie.
I mean, the Waltons.
Okay.
He was on the Waltons.
Okay.
Well, they had some people from the Waltons there.
I gotcha.
So there was some people there that we all got to meet. Kelly and I went and we had some fun doing
good. I'm glad y'all got to go and had a good time.
Yeah.
More exciting than I don't know. I got to keep my grandson for a little while, so I'm never going to turn that down.
Well, you shouldn't.
And then I was involved. I was one of the hostesses for a shower for a lady, one of my son's friends who's going to have twins. Twin girls.
Oh boy, that would be a shock.
That's going to be like, wow. I mean, my son and his wife have experienced the whole one child, and he's 6 months now, but one child, and they're thinking, more power to you.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Anyway.
What would you have thought if you went to the doctor, being pregnant, and he goes, well, you're going to have quintuplets.
Oh, good gravy. I'm not sure. I don't know. That would be a mess.
Yeah.
That would be, not a mess. You make it work, whatever.
Yeah.
But if I had been told I was going to have twins and it was my first pregnancy, I'd be like, okay. But if it was my second one, I'd be like, oh, come on. No, I would never feel like that.
Well, you never want to refuse
what
Lord,
God's
given you,
Exactly.
Yeah.
You embrace that gift.
Yeah.
Yeah. But good luck to them. How about that? No, they'll be fine.
It'll be a challenge, but
they'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be great.
They will be fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm glad you had a good weekend.
Yeah, had a good weekend. It's fun. I love being in a crowd like that. I used to not. I used to be really, but I just.
Are you socialite?
Not so much, but I know what to do when I'm in a crowd.
How to behave? What are you talking about?
Well, you don't let the crowd control you.
Well, yeah.
You just take control of what's going on in front of you.
Well, how about you do your thing?
Do your thing. Absolutely.
I don't stress over stuff like that anymore.
One of the stars that was there, was on my three sons. One of the
uh-huh,
sons of my three sons. He was there. Ugh.
What?
He had a horrible attitude.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it was.
Then why
it
you
was sad.
come, you little twerp?
Kind of what I was wondering. He was complaining about everything. So
Well, he's not happy in his real
No,
world,
he's not.
so that's unfortunate. Anywho, well, the weather is still ick.
icky.
It's kind
Got
of ick.
a lot of precipitation.
There's some
in the
ick
forecast,
coming
yeah.
again, but today is mostly sunny with a high of 82. Tonight, a slight chance of showers before 3 a.m., mostly cloudy with a low of 66 and a 20% chance of precipitation. Tuesday, sorry, it's all screwed up here. Okay, Tuesday, pardon me, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, then showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm after 1 p.m., a high of 76, but the precipitation possibility jumps up to 70% on Tuesday. Tuesday night, it drops to a 50% chance with a low of 61. And then go ahead with Wednesday.
Wednesday, a chance of rain and thunderstorms before 7 a.m., then a chance of rain between 7 and 1, then showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm after 1 p.m., mostly cloudy with a high near 78 degrees on Wednesday, 70% chance of showers for then. And then Wednesday night, showers continue with low around 60 degrees with a 90% chance of precipitation. Thursday, 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny with a high near 77 degrees. And then Thursday night, low 55, 20% chance of showers continues. And then Friday, mostly sunny, high near 75. Friday night, low 49. Saturday, high 76 and low 52.
Wow.
So maybe the weekend will be a drive. People can get out and do a few things.
We'll see. I'm not, you're gone. Is it next week?
Thursday, yeah.
You're gone Thursday and Friday.
Is it this Thursday? Or is it
No,
it's next
Thursday.
Next yeah.
Well, we'll
it's
talk about
next
that
week.
next week.
It's next week. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you are. There's your forecast. Read it and weep. But the sun's out at the moment. So yay for that.
Yeah.
All right. You want to do something else?
We can if you want.
Let's thank Stone Bank for being our show sponsor. How about that?
We just
appreciate
did. We got a new opening.
Oh, we did. It was on there,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
it's
See,
all-
I'm so used to doing it verbally that
Well, we can never thank them enough for putting the trust in us.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's huge. Also, I want to mention when I find it here, the winners at last week's whatever it is, Dick's Five and Dime. There is a page devoted to this in this pile of papers that I have before me, and they are right here. Claire Williams from Texas, Rebecca Barney from Hollister, Missouri, Rochelle Libbing from Missouri, Jimmy Roberts from Texas, and Laura Kress from Missouri. They are the winners of Dick's Five and Dime last week with they give away 5 $100 shopping spree gift certificates each week.
Okay.
And those were the winners for that week. And go, if you haven't been there, go check out Dick's Five and Dime and all the businesses there on the Branson downtown area. And they're doing some beautification, right? Beautification. So go check that out.
Check it out.
Yeah. All right, let's do I don't know, let's ponder.
You want to do a ponder?
No, let's do a ponder.
Yeah, you want to tell people about it?
You tell it about it. You
Well,
came
it's,
up with it.
since I went to this cherry blossom event, you think about why are these people here? And these are kind of people from your past.
Kind of iconic in that respect.
Yeah, and people from your childhood when you grew up watching them on television when you were a child, and it's kind of an eerie. There's an eerie feeling when you meet them.
Like a blast, like a deja vu.
No,
Kinda?
it's just like, ooh,
Oh.
that's John Boy, or that's
Because that was a big deal,
yeah,
I think,
Yeah.
back in the day.
back in those days. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think there's people are not enamored as much as they used to. But I'm not. But I know that I used to be.
Right.
Like I remember meeting Chuck Connors from the Rifleman, and he walked, and I was, see, how old was I? 5, 6 years old, something like that. And he walked through the crowd, and he walked right past me, and his he had his gun in his holster on, and it scruffed up against me. And just the realization that that's who that was, and it was just a...
It was dreamy a
It was
little
a
bit.
dreamy thing, yeah. So, I started thinking about, topics to ponder, and I thought, well, maybe we could focus on our childhood.
Okay.
And that's where we're at.
So, without further ado...
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
Okay, first one.
What was your very first memory as a child?
I have okay, I have to explain this because I have a memory, but I don't know if it's a memory or what I've been told.
Oh.
Because it would be at the houseboat when my father was still alive, and we would go over there, and my mom would make pancakes. Now, I know that's a memory.
Yeah.
And there's little glimpses of that, but a lot of times I'm not sure if, I'm not sure if that's something that I remember that memory, and I'll just say that was my earliest. But I was young. I was 5 or 4-ish.
Okay.
But I don't have anything any younger than that I really can hit on. What about you?
Oh, there was a lot of memories that I had when I was 2 and 3 years old. Mm-hmm. And there was one memory that I had where I was in a hospital, and I think it was before that.
Wow.
And I remember laying on my stomach on the table, looking this way at them doing something to me. And they had the masks on and the whole thing. So I don't know and I was crying. I'm sure I was crying.
You were scared.
Yeah, but I don't know why I was there. And I asked my mother about that.
Yeah.
She goes, I don't know when that was, unless it was when you were born.
Huh.
But I don't think was when it was. I don't know. But it was vivid. I mean, it was vivid.
You have vivid dreams, though. Maybe you've always had vivid dreams.
And I've talked to my older brother. He's 2 years older than me. I'll say, you remember this when we were kids? He goes, no, I don't remember that stuff.
Maybe you just made it up in your mind sometimes. I don't know.
No,
that's
some
pretty
real thing.
real.
Yeah.
I don't know. Interesting.
I don't know.
I hope that people have caught that graphic on our Around the Table Facebook page.
There's several responses. I'd like to read a couple.
Let's talk about them.
Yeah. One of them was really good. Let's see.
Only one was really
well,
good.
no, they're all good, but I mean,
I'm kidding, Dan.
One person says riding in a big truck with my grandpa.
I like that.
Can you remember that? And then Jenny Halsey says, telling my first grade teacher on the first day of school I needed to go to the bathroom. She asked me if I knew where it was. I said yes. I didn't.
Oh, crud.
It was down this long hall, so I hid behind the classroom door for a while before I went back into the room. Now I'm wondering,
she didn't ever go?
Apparently not.
Well, I hope she didn't
That was
sit there
funny
and wet
to me.
herself.
And then Kelly, my wife, says my brother being born.
Okay,
and she
that's
was
cool.
4. She was 4 years old.
Yeah.
Emily Church says hanging out with my mom and Mawmaw time after my pawpaw died. I was 4.
Okay.
And then Daryl Peters says getting lost in the cow pasture at 2.5.
Oh, that'd be scary.
Yeah.
I think. Wow.
Yeah. Getting
Those are
lost.
good. Those are some good
Yeah.
responses.
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
Yeah. And we'd like you to fill up our Facebook page with today's answers to the question, what was your very first memory as a child?
Please. We are waiting with bated breath for your response. Okay. There you go. Go to our Facebook page for more.
Yes.
All right. Shall we move on?
We should move on.
Shall we?
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
Well, the first one was 85 years ago today. The Glenn Miller Orchestra recorded the swing classic Pennsylvania 6-5000. I love that one.
Okay.
Okay. Next.
Mr. Muhammad Ali has just refused to be inducted into the United States Armed Forces.
This was 58 years ago today. Heavyweight boxing champion Muhammad Ali refused induction into the Army at a draft board in Houston. Army Lieutenant Colonel J. Edwin McKee made the announcement. Boxing officials strip Ali of his title, but the Supreme Court eventually upheld his refusal to be drafted.
Well, all right then.
Okay.
Next up.
The Soviet government reports an accident at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in the Ukraine, resulting in damage to one of the plant's nuclear reactors.
39 years ago today, the Soviet Union made the first announcement about the nuclear disaster at Chernobyl, which had begun 2 days earlier. That was a Radio Moscow's version in English.
You know, even the officials mispronounce
Chernobyl.
She said she didn't say Chernobyl. No. She said Chernobyl or something like that. Anyway.
Well, you know, it gets the best of us people. All right.
I saw a flash of orange and everything flew in my face. I looked around and I saw that there was no more airplane around me.
Wow.
This was back in 1988, 37 years ago today. A flight attendant was killed and 61 people injured when part of the roof of an Aloha Airlines Boeing 737 peeled back during a flight from Hilo to Hawaii. Seattle resident David Jackson was on the plane.
Wow. And the next one I can't play, but 84 years ago today, actress and singer Anne Margaret was born. She sang the movie version of Bye Bye Birdie. All right.
You ever had these reduced fat cookies? Yeah, look at the fine print. Previously known as dog biscuits.
And Jay Leno was 75 years old today. He was the former host of The Tonight Show.
Okay. Is that all you got to say,
That's all
Dan?
I have to say about it.
Before you, we used to cause each other so much pain, so much suffering. Without you, all this would not be possible. You know why? Because you are the missing ingredient.
You are the missing ingredient. 51 years ago today, actress Penelope Cruz was born. She won an Oscar for her role in Vicky Cristina Barcelona. And last one.
Baby's crying, in case you haven't heard. I don't remember you working for the child welfare people.
This was back in 1981. It's the birthday cut. 44 years ago today, actress Jessica Alba was born. Her film credits include Fantastic Four and Sin City. And then here she is in the hit drama Beverly Hills 90210.
Okay. We will have Wanda Massengale and Dorian Gray.
Dorian Gray.
In the studio as soon as we get back from break. But bear with us. We are going to go to break right now, and we'll be back soon. See ya. Okay. See ya soon.
Channel 26.1.
Welcome back to Around the Table here this fine Monday morning here at KHOZ. You can listen to us at 94.9 FM on the original KHOZ, as well as, what is the other one? AM 900. You can watch us. You can. Dan, you're so funny.
The cue cards. You need some cue cards.
You can watch us on YouTube during the show live. You can live stream on Facebook on Around the Table. And what's the other one? You can watch us live on K20 Hometown Television. Did I cover all the bases? And that would be live on 26.1 if you're on the antenna, and 843 if you are on Cox Cable.
There you go.
Thank you. I needed that cue card earlier, but you didn't give it to me, so I'm going to blame it all on you. We have Wanda Massengale in the studio, and we have a sweet kitty, but we're going to leave the kitty in the box because I think the kitty is happier there.
His name is Dorian Gray, and when Maritza brought him in, she said, good luck getting him back in the crate.
Henceforth, why he's not going to be out.
Yeah, because we don't need one escaping the facility.
Well, they get scared.
They're scared.
They're completely out of their element that they've been in, and they were probably scared before they got there.
You get a pretty good idea.
He was a dump kitty.
Oh,
so
okay.
He's 2 years old. His adoption fee, here's the thing on that. His adoption fee is $75 unless someone waits to May 1st through the 15th because the Bissell Foundation is sponsoring a thing at the shelter where adult dogs and cats will be $40.
Oh.
So if a person wanted Dorian Gray, they could go put a hold on it, put down the deposit, and wait until May 1st is what I was told. And then the special of $40 would go in effect.
Okay.
I believe Dorian Gray wants to be out, but I don't think Dorian Gray wants to come back in.
He wants
It's
out.
The deal. He wants out to come.
He wants out permanently.
Poor little baby.
He is fixed. I assume he's up on his shots, or they wouldn't have him there, because when they get a new animal in, they have to put them in quarantine to make sure that they don't have an illness that will spread to the others.
He's a nice sized cat.
He is. The crate's heavy.
Yeah, he's a big cat.
Yeah.
Bobo or Boo Boo or whatever the cat was I had on a month ago was adopted, and Little Bit, the little white dog.
I saw that.
Well, a family member adopted it, so I get to see Little Bit.
And
good. They kept the name Little Bit. They were going to name it Princess because the male spits is Prince, but they decided Little Bit.
Well,
so
that's
she's
good.
adopted,
I'm glad to know that.
And she was already fixed when they took her to the vet, but she needed some teeth removed, which I kind of thought that. And so she's happy in her home and being spoiled rotten.
Probably eating whatever she wants.
She's really precious, and it's nice that I can kind of go see her and text and ask how she is.
Sure.
Last time I was here, April adoptions was 1 and 1, and now they're 5 and 5.
Well, that's a
good.
movement in the right direction.
And until the end of April, there's a special with dogs for $45. And of course, again, May 1st through the 15th,
that's like 2 days.
Yes.
You got to get that.
I didn't know that
price.
last time I was here until after the show.
Okay.
In-house right now is 26 dogs and 16 cats. They do have some 5-week-old kittens out there, but they're in quarantine until they're shot, so I couldn't bring one of them.
But you can go out and look at them if
and
you
they
would
have
like
some
to.
puppies too that they're quarantined to make sure until they get their shots. And that's a lot to keep up with besides all of the other regular animals they have, because they want to make sure that the ones that are brought in are healthy and the ones that are out in the pens and stuff stay that way.
Right.
They need wet dog food, and I said, what about cat litter? And always. They said always.
You think about if you have a cat, what one cat will do.
Can you imagine?
Times that by
16,
however many, 16.
And little kittens.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and then Affordable Vet Clinic on May 8th, 21st, and 29th are doing the Bissell Pet Foundation, where it's $25 non-refundable. call for appointment. That's for fixing dogs or cats. And their clinic is 7 South, which is out my way.
Affordable, that's...
Yeah, Affordable Vet.
Okay.
Elks Lodge, you have to sign up online. You have to pay for it online. Everything's online.
Okay.
And I keep looking for extended dates because I put in dog, I put in different pounds trying to get it to come up because when they're full, that weight is gone.
Right.
But the only dates I have is May 9th, May 13th, and June 13th, and a person would just have to go on and see if those dates are even available for the pet and the size.
It's a minor thing to need to do to be able to get that discounted price and get your animal fixed in the process.
That's right. And then, of course, Gaither Rescue, have pets as well. Plant sale is this Saturday, 9 to 1 at Cosler Paws, and they said, I looked it up, flower garden vegetables, house plants, probably outside plants, I don't know. There are people that have donated different products for raffles. and
these are actual plants?
Yes.
Okay, not just seeds.
I think they're plants.
I think they're plants.
Okay.
I'm not saying someone didn't donate seeds. I don't know.
But, I mean, as far as going, it's a plant sale, so I would assume it's
house
not a
plants
seed
and
sale.
also vegetables and different.
Right.
Okay.
And that helps spay and that helps the shelter with.
Well, the
everything.
proceeds are what they use to help run the shelter.
And then the rabies clinic that Dr. Addis was doing on April 19th was canceled because of the storms and the rain. So I didn't know if that has been rescheduled.
Okay.
I tried to call him this morning to find out, so people in your area, or anyone that wanted to go there could find out.
That's in the Bergman area where he does that.
It was at the...
Really?
Bergman City Hall.
Okay.
Yeah. But the plant sale's May 3rd, 9 to 1.
And that will be at Cause for Paws.
Cause for Paws. And I saw out there at the shelter on their bulletin board, they had several papers that had lostmydoggy.com from this area. And I said, well, that's sad. And they said, yeah, there's been several Yorkies missing.
Really?
Do you think, I think somebody takes them.
I do too. That's what I said.
Yeah. I hate to say that I think there's nefarious things going on, but there are a lot of dogs that go missing. And we talked with someone here. I don't know if it was you or someone from Gaither Valley Rescue, but the fact that they use them for dog fight for dog fighting and stuff, and it's just crazy that people would do that.
And I've heard there's dog fights in this area, and nothing's really done about that. But
really,
well, they're in high demand. That's a popular dog, so that's why.
Yeah.
But I've said this before, but I try to buy Bissell products the most I can to help with this, all the things that they're doing. And it's not our area at Bissell Foundation. It's any facility that applies for it and is approved all over the United States.
Bissell Foundation, we have to say thank you.
Yeah,
for
I know.
that, for giving that,
Because that's just been, last year or something that I've learned about that.
Yeah.
Tractor Supply is still doing their vet clinics, and on Sunday from 4:30 to 5:30, like I said, I scanned the code and got the packages, what's available in each package and the cost, and they do everything from vaccinations to trim the nails. And May 4th, June 1st, June 29th, July 27th, and August the 24th. Is when that's going to be. I know, honey. I'm sorry you're not out.
I wish those people had a Facebook page, where you could just share all that information.
Yeah.
On,
I
don't know.
I definitely want to help the Humane Society, but the pets.
We're about helping all of them.
I mean, they need their shots. Current and Little Bit was adopted on 2 weeks ago, St. Patrick's Day, or the 18th. So I will know when her shots are due because I was involved in that.
Right.
So, but it's important to keep up with the shots,
right,
and the worming and everything.
There's always upkeep and maintenance with your animals.
Yes,
we love our animals
we
though,
do.
and we're happy to do that for them.
Do. But you were talking about Jenny Halsey. I worked with her. I had the honor, privilege to work for her and know her for many, many years and still do. And she's a very wonderful lady. And then Leslie King, he's always liking your stuff on Facebook. Well, I taught him and his brother, wonderful people. But yeah, you can't beat those two.
So Dorian Gray is available now?
Yes,
okay.
for $75 unless a person waits for a few days. But I'm sorry he's not out. But the thought of chasing him.
Well, we're getting a good look at him through the
you
through
see
the
him,
screen
we see him
there.
real good right there.
Yeah, yeah.
The thought of chasing him down just kind of terrifies me because I like to keep my skin because I'm the age, where it tears. I don't want to try to
He's a pretty cat.
Back.
He is.
If the crate was the one that opens at the top, I probably could have brought him in. And I asked about cat carriers, and they need all of that.
Yeah.
Cat carriers, cat litter, dog food, cat food, just it's always the same every day, just like in a household.
And every time you come, we talk about those things, but it's important for the people that are listening to know that you can help.
Yes.
You want to help or volunteer in some way, and you can help financially at Pal Feed with the food.
Food,
I'll
and
spit it out in a second.
And then here's an animal clinic, like Little Bit. I had her on Monday. She went to the vet on Tuesday to be spayed, which she'd already been. But her teeth and all that comes out of their pocket.
It's an expense.
It is. And when I was there, Maritza gave Little Bit her parvo shot. Okay. And then I had proof in the paperwork. We had proof of her rabies shot. And next time, hi there.
Hey.
Am I talking too much?
No.
You keep looking down at
I got a message here on my phone.
Yeah.
I get messages on my phone.
The rabies was probably 1 year because they didn't know if she had it before. Next time it could be 3 years.
Right.
But it's important to do the maintenance.
And will you remind us the days that the Ozark Humane Society is open to the public?
Every day but Wednesday and Sunday. And then Calls for Paws is closed on Sunday.
Okay.
And I think it's open the public. It opens up 10 or 10:30 on the days that it is open. But they're there early cleaning.
They are early because I've dropped off stuff early before. They were there, but maybe not open to the public.
And, they need time to, let's just face it, things stink, and they want to present the best they can, and the dogs need walked and fed and watered, cats too.
Yeah, lots to do.
When I was here last time, Hillary gave me a whole bunch of newspapers.
That's another thing you can collect if you're still a newspaper user. Please collect those so that they can be donated to the Humane Society.
Today, Angela gave me a little, she said a cat blanket, and I for the cage or whatever. I looked at her and I said, that looks like a placemat to me. So, placemats they could use for
that'd be a good idea. Sure.
Stuff, because it's not just like a
That's
towel.
the right size.
Yeah.
It's not a towel, and it's kind of quilted, and it's easier
You throw it
to
in the
lay
washer, too, if you need to.
Right, and that's what... The washer's always going out there.
I'm sure.
They have two, I think, and that in the jar is always going.
Bear that in mind when your heart speaks to you and you go, oh, what can I do? What can I donate? There you go.
It's just little
perfect place to do it.
Little things you wouldn't even think of.
Yeah.
Right.
Very
well, Wanda,
cool.
we want to thank you and Dorian Gray for being here. And I'm sorry you couldn't get out Dorian, but it's okay. Somebody's going to come snatch you up.
Yeah, they're really excited about having little kittens.
Good for them.
I'm not excited about it.
Because they haven't had any.
But our community will want kittens, so that's an opportunity for you to adopt. All right, we will take a break, and when we return, we're going to go over some local events that are happening here in our area. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. We are back. We are back. What are you doing, Dan? What is it?
I was throwing
Get your armpit up.
Slinging paper.
Oh. Okay. I didn't know what you were slinging. You were slinging something, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to remind people. When is May 1st? Excuse me. May 1st. Is that Thursday? It's this week, isn't it? Is it May 1st this week? Do y'all know?
Well, if your brain rattles enough, it'll give you the answer.
Well, May 1st is the Boone County Breakfast and Prayer Service. And this is in observance of the 74th National Day of Prayer. And that will be
Thursday.
Yep. This Thursday. A $10 donation per person. It will be at the Quality Inn at 7 a.m. And special guest speaker will be Reverend Iverson Jackson from Little Rock. Tickets. Here's your number. You can go back and listen to this if you miss it. But our ticket number is 479-244-7641.
Is that the winning number?
I don't know, Dan. But it's also in recognition, too, of the Bible Reading Marathon that will be happening on April 30th. That's the day before. So that will be Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the courthouse area. And they have different stations set up there, or they will have. And there'll be Bible reading going on all day. Like different sections will be reading different parts of the Bible. So I would invite you to take advantage of that.
Yep. And tomorrow is the last day of the month. Last Tuesday of the month.
Last Tuesday, yeah.
And Camp Jack Bingo is going on Tuesday, April 29th. They've got a $500 guarantee progressive jackpot. Ooh. Game begins at 6 p.m. and you must be 18 years or older, and it's going to be out at the Quality Inn Convention Center. And that's when that's happening.
Well, there you go. You know, Crawdads. Crawdad Days is coming up. There's all kinds. That's like what the 16th and 17th, I believe.
Yep.
Of May, and they usually have an event page on Facebook, and I would invite you to go there. But they'll have the usual live music, carnival, petting zoo, and the 5K run walk, which we're all like practicing for, aren't we? Aren't we, Dan?
Mm-hmm.
Are you? Are you going to do it?
No.
Oh. And at the same time as that, on May 17th at 7 p.m., the Harrison Roundup Club Arena, they will be doing a Crawdad Days shootout.
How do they do
Bull riding,
that?
saddle bronc, and bareback.
Well, that's cool.
So take advantage of that. There's also timed events such as team roping, tie-down roping, breakaway roping, and cowgirls barrel racing.
I was going to say, do they have barrel? I like the barrel racing.
There you go. Those chicks, that's something.
It's so frustrating to watch them, and they're almost done, and they knock one barrel over.
I know, and they get they
get
get demerit point.
Yeah, demerits or whatever. And also May 16th and 17th. Attention, all. Are you a singer? Do you think you got a pretty good voice? Well, you might want to, if you ask yourself, hey, do I have what it takes? Well, if you do, you must have 2 songs. Oh. And this will be a multi-championship competition. And because if you win this round, there's going to be more dates to follow.
Whoa, it's a competition.
This is going to be at T's Barbecue, right there on Lakeshore Drive, right here in Harrison. $25 to enter. And I guess there's free voting.
Oh, free voting. Okay.
I guess it's a people's choice kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's called Battle of the Vocals. This is your opportunity for a chance to open for a Nashville band and a chance to get your talents in front of Nashville's producers.
Whoa, that's huge.
Hey. Other prizes and opportunities to be announced. Okay?
Wait, what time is it? 6 to 9?
6 to, let's see, what did I say?
9
I know
is
I
what
said,
this says.
Oh, 6 to 9, yes.
And this was originally scheduled in April, but they had to reschedule it into May.
Yeah.
So if you've seen this ad and want to participate, you still have that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just some stipulations you have to go through, as Dan mentioned.
Yep.
So there you go, people. Do it. Do it. Also, the Boone County residential cleanup is coming up, and lots of people really, really have been asking questions about when it is, because there's so much stuff that you can get rid of. So this spring cleanup will be from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday, May 17th at Methven Sanitation on Industrial Park Road.
Now, this is the county cleanup,
Yes,
not the city.
The Boone County.
Boone County, which includes the city, too.
The city's already
yeah.
gone, but the Boone County, this is Boone County. And things they will accept, which are not always the case, are TVs and computer monitors. There will be a $5 charge with that.
Okay.
Electronics such as modems, laptops, microwaves, cell phones, and other electronics. Junk iron, such as washers, dryers, wood stoves, scrap metal.
Okay.
Furniture, mattresses, and carpet. Tires, no more than 10. And they do not want tractor or industrial type
just
tires.
regular size.
Just regular tires, I guess.
Okay.
And they will not accept refrigerators, freezers, air conditioners, humidifiers. Freon, I guess.
Okay.
Hazardous household materials such as batteries, fluorescent light bulbs, chemicals, paint. And I know I used to try to take my pool stuff there, and they won't take pool chemicals and that kind of stuff. Yard waste, they will not take. Construction debris is a no-no, and ordinary trash or anything not listed above. I believe you can probably go to the City of Harrison, maybe. I don't know what Facebook page. Or you can just keep tuning in here because we'll hype on it a bit.
Well, this is going to be May 17th at the Boone County. It's called the Boone County Residential Cleanup, and it's going to be at the Methven Sanitation Building at the end of Industrial Park Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, Pam Tillis, if you're a Pam Tillis fan, she's going to be in town on May 9th and 10th for 2 shows starting at 7 p.m. And your way to get those tickets are, get ready, tryhimentertainment.com, and that will get you to a website that will allow you to be able to purchase tickets for that. Doors open on May 9th and 10th at 6 p.m. and then the show starts at 7 p.m. I haven't been in there in a while in the Seville, but it's a nice venue.
It's a small venue.
It's a very small venue.
Yeah, so if you're interested, you might want to get your tickets early.
And I saw some of it. It's called Momming and Me Spring Event, and that's happening May 3rd. There are vendors such as KBJ Designs, Cricket's Crafts, Artisans, Bays, The Cake Shop, other baking company, and some other vendors that are available for this event. And I guess it's kind of your one-stop go and shop. And it's going to be at 805 Cottonwood Road. I don't know what that is, what that address, how to tell you what building it is. But it's at 805 Cottonwood Road. And again, that's May 3rd. You can contact Michelle Cross or Stacy Tucker. But I don't know how you're supposed to do that. Because I don't have a phone number.
When Wanda was here, we talked about that plant sale, the Ozark Humane Society plant sale. Well, a little bit more information about it here. Saturday, May the 3rd from 9 to 1. It's going to be at the Cause for Paws thrift store at 201 East Crandall, next to Liquidation Outlet there. There's a shop. There's a variety of plants that will be there. There's a win raffle prizes, meet adorable animals. I guess they're going to have a few there.
Okay.
And this is all to support the local shelter. Plant donations needed if you want to donate some plants so they can at least profit from it to donate to the cause. You can drop them off at the thrift store on May the 1st and 2nd. Contact Margaret at 870-688-9659 for more information about that.
And a little blurb, which we've talked about last week, but Creekside Amp. They are in the process of making that a venue, and they plan to have a concert there on June 27th, and the headliner is Tyler Farr.
Okay.
That was a big secret until last week. But it's Tyler Farr and Sadie Bass, and Chris Luno and the White Buffalo will be an opening act for that. And they're local guys, very talented, but bunch of guys.
Yeah. And tickets start, general admission is $20, and then premium lawn seats start at $30, and then the VIP lawn, which takes you right up front next to the stage, are $40. Open for all ages. Children under 10 get to come in free. Lawn seating, please bring your chairs and blankets.
Okay.
All right.
We'll have Matt Bell in sometime here soon to talk more about that and other events around our area. But I think that'll be huge down there by Creekside. We're going to have to go to break.
Okay. Let's go.
So just hold your horses.
Hold horses.
Please. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors. Stay with us. Well, there's Dan. You know, I have all kinds of questions over here on this board, people, and I just go, Dan. You get tired of hearing Dan during the show?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Dan, I need help.
I went to that Cherry Blossom Festival
Yeah.
Saturday. and I had my Dan the Man T-shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
And all these stars knew me.
Did they say, "Hey, Dan"?
Yeah, hey, Dan the Man. Hey, Dan, how you doing? So I'm like, oh, I feel comfortable now. So.
Well, I'm going to get you one that says, "Hi, and the Man." And see what happens with that, Dan.
Yeah, you could just say Ann's co-host.
I could.
There you go.
Or Ann is my... We're not even TV wife anymore.
No, we're not.
I don't know what we are. Radio...
We're illegitimates.
Okay. I'll take that. We're illegitimate. Yeah. Dan, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. I've got one here. You know, the airline industry is kind of falling apart these days. And I've got to get on a flight next week.
Yep.
Kind of makes you think about it. I mean, I remember
when I was leaving. Believe me, it did.
More flight fright, smoke in the cabin, ceiling collapses. Oh my gosh, can you believe this? Passengers on a Delta flight from Atlanta to Chicago had to hold the ceiling of the plane up after it fell from the top of the cabin. They had to tape it back up for the remainder of the flight. Let's see. Then a British Airways flight had to divert to Boston after it hit a bird, and that's common. They're always hitting birds. Which filled the cabin with smoke. Luckily, the plane landed safely. Nobody was injured in either incident. Flying is starting to feel like a choose-your-own-adventure.
I'm going to tell you something. What you do, you need to pack this stuff everywhere you go. Because where's my camera? You might be the person that has to tape the ceiling, or you might have to tape the door back if at all possible. Or you might have to tape yourself to the seat.
Or you might have to tape your next door neighbor's mouth shut.
Oh, that one.
Some of those people get wickedly horrible.
Do you talk on the plane?
I don't say a thing. I mind my own business.
I used to talk. I would engage with people, and my husband's very much like, okay, he puts his earphones in, he starts watching his stuff because it kills the time that drives him crazy.
Yeah.
And I understand, and I do that anymore because I'm like, I just want to fly and get there. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Anyway, yeah.
Anyway, there's a woman that claims that she found a snake in her margarita. Now, how does a snake? Not unless the glass is like, a 20-gallon glass. A Virginia woman says she went to take a sip of her margarita at a local Mexican restaurant, and that's when something hit her in the forehead.
It was the worm. It was the worm from the tequila.
Oh, okay.
It's not a snake.
She looked down in her drink, and she claims she saw a tiny snake wrapped around her straw. Ew. Eventually, another customer reportedly grabbed the snake and took it outside. The restaurant owner said it must have entered from the air conditioning unit above her head. According to the Virginia Department of Health, the restaurant has had violations in the past, including missing ceiling panels. So,
oh, dear me. Well,
boy.
Do you know what today is? It's National Superhero Day. Give me your best Superman. What does Superman do?
I don't know.
He does that, right?
Okay.
It's also International Pay It Forward Day.
Oh, okay.
That's a good thing to do. Pay it forward. National Cubicle Day. I'm glad we're not in a cubicle. This is cubicle enough for me. I don't even know who Ed Balls is. Do you?
I don't know Ed Balls.
A member of the British Parliament. Okay.
Find us in Harrison at 1302 Highway 6265
We'll
North.
see you guys tomorrow.
Or online at stonebank.com. Stone Bank, the home of Boulder Banking, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
You're listening to the